Many will tell you, money isn't everything. But the truth is, much of the world and our lives are tied to it.
You're competing against so many people that are already established.
This week, we're talking about money.
I thought I was going to make a few $100s, maybe a grand or two.
The unforgiving grip inflation has on so many American families.
What we know is historically there have been so many capable and qualified black borrowers in this country who couldn't get the loan they needed.
And as home prices soar, the new efforts to bring ownership within reach for everyone.
It's not just so far-fetched, it's not impossible.
This is The Race. Welcome to The Race, I'm Chris Stewart. When it comes to money, the challenges that many people feel go beyond just a paycheck. The issues are more complex than that. Here in Atlanta, a group hopes solutions to hurdles that are generations old can come from the newest ways to make money. As futuristic as the crypto world may seem,
Wealth inequality is a huge issue in the United States and also around the world.
Iris Nevins says it has the power to solve problems rooted in our past, plaguing our present day.
You have these large groups of people around the world that don't have much wealth, they don't have much power, they don't really have physical assets like land, but they do have intellectual property. They have their culture, they have their music, their dance, their fashion, etc.
She's a social activist turned software engineer. Her expertise is NFTs, also known as non-fungible tokens. Think of them like original works of art, such as sculptures or paintings, but in digital form. They carry a unique mark that makes them one of a kind. They can't be copied. NFTs are bought and sold online with values that go up and go down.
When it comes to NFTs in particular, I think the value there is the ability for people to monetize their intellectual property.
Iris is the founder of Umba Daima.
Umba Daima is Swahili for Create Forever.
She helps Black artists navigate the NFT world by promoting their work and helps them understand how they can capitalize in a booming market. In 2020, NFT trading was worth around $82 million. But last year, as they became more mainstream, the market exploded to more than $17 billion.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is something that is really difficult to implement after the fact.
The phrase starving artists exists for a reason.
Even though it may feel like you could reach out and touch what artist Blue Woods creates, it's all digital, crafted on his computer. Last year, he made around $75,000 selling his work as NFTs.
I thought I was going to make a few $100s, maybe a grand or two, but I didn't imagine that I would make that much money in the space.
To this point, there's little government regulation of NFTs or cryptocurrency. That could soon change. President Joe Biden issued an executive order to look further into what rules should be put in place. It's important to note cryptocurrency value can rise and fall quickly. Iris says if you're interested in investing, don't make decisions based on hype.
I think a lot of people make mistakes because they're rushing or they feel a fear of missing out, and so they're not thinking fully with their decision making.
While it may feel like a gold rush, the crypto boom has elements of the Wild West.
The system is designed from the beginning without accounting for diversity, equity, and inclusion, then it's just going to continue to operate that way, and it's going to be really hard to undo that.
Important work on the ground floor of a future she hopes will only continue to rise. It is perhaps the top money concern across the country right now. Gas prices, just how high will they go? What can be done to bring them down? Experts we spoke with say the White House has 4 options. Option 1 is to suspend the federal gas tax. It is currently 18 cents per gallon. The savings could add up. but critics fear it could hurt infrastructure projects that rely on that tax revenue. Option 2 is to allow winter gas to be used during the summer.
Winter gasoline generally has higher emissions, it is more volatile, but it's also cheaper to produce.
The Environmental Protection Agency mandates most places use a cleaner form of gas from June until mid-September. But President Biden could waive the change and keep cheaper winter gas flowing. Option 3 is to release even more oil from strategic reserves. The Biden administration has already done this, but so far it hasn't impacted prices much. And finally, option 4, increase domestic energy production. This one's tricky because President Biden has promised to reduce oil and gas productions.
I'm Vanessa Mishanya. You see it when you go to the gas station. You see it on your receipt from the grocery store. No one can hide from inflation, and unfortunately, it's hitting those with less the hardest. Now, food banks, they have an incredibly important job right now because they are seeing an increased need. However, inflation is making their job even more tough. Along with bread, meat, and vegetables, here, there's a lot of love on the shelves.
¿Por qué es tan importante la misión para mí de Growing Home? Porque es mi comunidad.
Corazón me llena de alegría. Es algo que a mí me encanta hacer.
Sarah Diaz and Herminia Bautista are volunteers at Growing Home, a food pantry that serves 2,000 families in a mostly Latino suburb of Denver. As people who used to come here for help themselves, they have big hearts to continue to help others, and because of that, they can't help but hurt.
Hey, dice, mañana van a estar abiertos. Le dije, sí, porque lo que pasa que fui a la tienda y no me alcanzó para mi pan.
Right now, they're seeing about 5 to 7 times the number of families that needed services before the pandemic. Across the country, it's a similar story. Need has increased 15% since the pandemic. But what's impacting these shelves and food banks coast to coast is beyond that. It's inflation.
So it is significantly driving up our costs, both on the food side as well as just operationally overall.
It may come as a surprise, but food banks buy the majority of their food. Nonprofits are used to operating on shoestring budgets, but inflation is pushing them and their suppliers to the brink.
Pre-COVID, we were spending about $300,000 every month on food. Now, that's almost $1 million a month.
Grocery bills overall have increased 8.6% in February, the biggest jump since April 1981. Food banks are buying their food in bulk, and when it all adds up, it's making the job of helping those in need no easy task.
Beef prices are up 27% over 1 year ago. Canned fruit up 30%. Our freight costs are up 60%. And that impacts the food that we're purchasing as well as the food that's getting donated to us.
Many families are struggling in many different ways, and you can't always tell who really is in those situations.
But more than the numbers are the people impacted. The higher inflation drives up food prices, the more people are hurting. Organizations like Growing Home need all the help they can get through donations, through volunteers, to continue to help as many people as possible.
Algo que a mí me apasiona y vengo y cuando vienen las familias, yo trato de dar lo mejor de mí.
Because along with heart, they have grit and are determined to continue on their mission.
Esto no va a durar para siempre, ¿sí? Yo sé que tiempos mejores vienen.
I'm Vanessa Mishanya.
The new efforts to make home ownership more affordable for everyone.
Sitting on my couch on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning with the fireplace on and watching Netflix, I'll just kind of lean back and just look and be like, this is really mine.
This is The Race.